Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber. Got something a little different today. We're running some hardwood flooring, which is not different, but the reason we're running it is completely different. So come right back and we'll get into it, whereas, wherefores, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. Matthew and I appreciate you tuning in. Today, like I said, we're running some white oak, red oak flooring, and the reason it's unusual is we did this for one of our contractor customers several months ago. Matthew will try to remember the video, go back and link it, and you can watch it, where we run, I forget the board footage, 800,000 board feet, whatever the customer brought. Contractor cleared the lot, brought us the red oak, white oak logs. We cut them, dried them, turned them into hardwood flooring, and well, today, actually last week, this week, they're putting down the flooring, and they come up short, and they call me and said, uh-oh, we got a problem. Well, yeah, first thing is you got a problem, but we're here to try to help. Luckily, we had some of these leftovers in our pile. This is all my wood. We had previously run it 7.5 by 8, 950 S4S, and we just put it over in our pile. So they need a minimum of 112 square feet, and I think we got enough to cover it. And I've got some red oak over there, some 1x5s if they had to have them. But the main goal here is we're going to run all these 8-footers at 6.5 through our EG100 to get a good hard number on our square footage, and then they needed at least 10 of the whatever these were, roughly 3 3/4. I did tell them to bring me some samples. I said, it's been a long time since I cut that. I said, I don't know exactly the dimensions. This is like 3.75 on width, and this was like
5 7/8
yeah, 5 3/4 somewhere. So I had them bring me a couple samples. That way we could match exactly what they had as far as the width. Thickness is no big deal. It's 3/4 of an inch. Plus or minus a couple thousandths. But the width and the tongue placement, which normally we don't move the tongue because they're preset by our Weinig knives in the molder. If we got to move the tongue, we didn't have the machine set up right. Because once you drop it in there, the knives and everything's right, they should line right back up. So first goal this morning, like I say, is to edge all these at 6.5, and while we're edging them, I'll do a quality control on them and I told him, I said, these are not number ones. These have been picked over from my local contractors, cabinet guys. They've picked all the prettiest ones out of it. He said, that's fine, it'll match what we got. So I just want to make sure that they can get 8 foot of usable material out of it. If they can't, then I want to add for it, because we're probably going to give them somewhere around 150 board feet, maybe 160, to make sure they got enough, because hardwood flooring, you lose a little bit going end to end on a room. Enough talking. Let's get over here. We're going to look at our EG100, see what we got to do to get it ready to run all this. Okay, guys, we're over here at our EG100. We actually just did a video, probably seen already, where we sharpened the blades, did some maintenance on it, which is a good thing, because now today we're going to put it to work. I'm going to open it up. Now currently we've got 2 of our sharp edging blades, and these do good on green lumber, but you cannot use them on hardwoods. If you're going to run hardwoods, dry lumber, Matthew corrected me, you're going to have to run some sort of table saw blade. I need to buy another couple sets. We've really used these, but it's just a 40, 60 tooth, 10-inch table saw blade. Got the same 5/8 arbor, so it works perfectly. We're going to swap these out real quick and put the other ones on. we do this so often. I got 2 special wrenches. They never leave. They stay right here. Got tired of walking the toolbox to get them. Because if you got the tool laying here, it don't take just a split second to switch it around. It's good to go. All you got to remember is the saw blade cuts going that way, so the teeth need to face the other end. If you get it wrong, you'll know it. It won't run. And it's nice enough on this shaft. They got a flat spot on the back side, right down here. It's perfect for a 24 millimeter or a 15/16 wrench. There you go. Just that quick, we're swapped out, ready to run. Now this is not a table saw, people. You can't buy one of these and think you're going to cut 9 3/16 boards. It's not that accurate. It has a 1/4 inch scale. And for what we're doing, straight line edging is perfect. We could deal with 6 3/8, but this machine won't cut on the 3/8. It cuts 6, 6 1/4, 6 1/2. So we're going to set it up at 6 1/2, and we're going to run all these and get a count, and then we'll run the 3 3/4 ones next. So let's get to it. Okay guys, we got all those first ones run. They turned out excellent. They're here. We just went through, we had some 12 footers, we cut them all down to 8, high graded them. What pieces we thought we could salvage, we kept. So we're gonna run these at 4 1/4 and we'll be done with this straight line edging. Okay guys, welcome back. Had to take a break, had a customer come by and pick up some wood, one of my good concrete contractors. But we got our oak moved over here. Remember, we got two sizes. We're gonna have a finished 3 3/4 and a finished 5 3/4. And we've got our machine set up. We took what, 15 minutes, Matthew, maybe? Went through and changed the inside cutter, outside cutter, top cutter, and like I say, we don't have to change elevations because Weinig is excellent at setting their machine up to where the blades are at the right elevation. So elevation is fine. We just had to adjust the radius on this one to match the radius on the knife. Same thing with this one. We moved it in and out to establish our thickness. And then of course had to change the elevation on the other head because we put the scallop cutter in. And I don't know what the proper name is, but that's what it cuts. Cuts the scallop in the bottom. I've had people ask me why you do this. There's a couple reasons. One, it's a stress reliever on the boards to get, hopefully they'll stay flatter longer. Two, if you had to put it down on the floor, there's a little trash, it's got somewhere it can go as you're moving it in. Same thing on these. If you see right here, this corner is actually back a little bit on the bottom than the top. They call that a trash groove. So when you shove them together, if you happen to have a little sawdust, there's somewhere for it to go. So we've got it set up. We changed our in-feed height, our back fence. We're ready to run a sample, and we hope to be within a couple thousandths one way or the other. We'll make some minor adjustments, and then we're going to run them. And the only time we hope to stop is when we switch from the 3 3/4 up to the 5 3/4 boards. Anything else there, Matthew? This is an awesome machine, people. It takes some learning. Matthew and I were greatly overwhelmed last year when we first got into it. Now, don't think nothing about it. We've done it enough. We've got it embedded in our memory, ingrained what you need to do to make it run right. Occasionally we'll get some boards that won't feed, and if they won't feed, there's normally a reason. Either you're trying to feed a bowed board in there, or you've got too much chip breaker pressure, or you got too much pressure shoe pressure. And that's things we've learned. And you'll have to learn that with your machine. You've got to have adequate pressure to keep your boards down so they don't chatter when they're going through. But if you get too much, they're tough going through. The other thing is this. Oh, good. I didn't put the lid on. This is an expensive product, people. I don't know if there's another option out there. This is a Weinig brand. They spent a lot of money on advertising, you can tell. It's just wax lit. It is some kind of a wax product that is a lubricant, but it don't affect the quality of wood. It's specialized for wood. We spray it on here, it keeps it good and slick to where to go through. And the added benefit is it's kind of like WD-40 in that the bare metal don't rust, but you don't get that petroleum feel. I could read through all these chemicals that are in it, but it's some kind of a wax-based product. I recommend it highly. You can go to the Weinig USA website, or you can call them directly and order it. It's wax lit, and there's part number. I like it. It's not cheap, but it does what it's supposed to do. As well as we have the same thing in this tank that's a liquid form, and it squirts out right here. Yeah, there it is. It puts a little bit right as your board's going through. About every 5-10 boards, I'll pump that once and put a little on the path going through. So enough talking about it. Let's turn everything on and make some sawdust. guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I don't know what it was. We had a couple boards that were real thin, and I had one that was real thick. You seen this with 4x4 trying to get them to go through. It wasn't worth making an adjustment on the machine. Every now and then you'll get one that you got to give it a little force to go through. But anyway, I want to show you our beautiful product. Right here it is. You see it? It ain't here. We got done running it, sweep the floor up, just had set down to, scale it all out, and the customer drove up to pick it up. So it's gone. I'm sorry, we didn't get it recorded. We loaded it on his truck, and out they went. There's a house sitting over here 10, 15 miles away, waiting on it. They're gonna take it in the house and let it sit a few days and acclimate, because they do have the air conditioning running. So if I hadn't had the air conditioning on, they could put it in now, because that wood's been cut a year or so, dried. It's been sitting over here in my inventory. Lucky for them, I had enough to fulfill their need. Now I'm out. I'm completely out of white oak. I got some narrow red oak boards. We could probably do some 3.5s, but we gotta get some cut when we got time. Right now we ain't got time. But anyway, want to show you our beautiful wood, but it's already gone. That's a wonderful thing. I'll write up an invoice and send it off to the contractor, and I'll get paid eventually. But our machine worked great. Happy with it. Got a couple stickers on here I wanted to point out. I promised this guy we'd give him a shout out. It's called the Bait Shack down in St. Augustine. He's on 101 Delano Causeway. It's basically when you go off A1A on the island, you're crossing over to St. Augustine. He's over there on the left. Wonderful guy. We bought a lot of bait and tackle off of him while I was down there fishing, but just wanted to give him a shout out. Now, what did we learn? This customer called me yesterday in a panic. If they're putting down hardwood flooring, they're down to the end of a house, and he's wanting to get done because he's not going to get that last paycheck till they get the house finished. So he called me, wanting to know what I could do. I said, well, I've got some left. Luckily, what I had was not a number 1 grade. It was a 1.5 to 2.5 type grade stuff, which worked out perfect for the quality that they got the first time. They brought some white oak, red oak, and it was lower quality, had a lot of character. We'll say it that way. It's good quality stuff, just had a lot of character. And what we run this morning had a lot of character to it. It'll match right in, and it was a mix of red oak, white oak. So it was their lucky day. They needed about 120 square feet. I think we sent him out the door with around 170 square feet. I didn't want him to run short. But that's every bit of the white pine, white oak, red oak we had left, other than I got a little stack of narrow boards over there. So if I don't do it, I don't know. So we got to get some more of that inventory cut. Guys, I hope you learned something from the video. Take care of your customers. We had a slow week. Our plan for the week was to saw inventory, and we hadn't sawed the first inventory board yet. Had an order come in over the weekend, moved it to the top of the list. Then this come in, we moved it up the top of the list. Going to do another video, you'll eventually see a guy dropped off some poplar, and it's moved to the top of the list because when that kiln empties out Friday, Saturday, Monday, the poplar we're getting ready to saw is going in it because it's got to get dried and then get run. Next week we've got 5,300 feet of nickel gap we got to run. Just talked to a customer. He's looking at pricing around 4,000 feet of nickel gap for another customer, one of his. So we're overjoyed. We're blessed. Can't complain. Good Lord's been good to us. Got plenty of work to do. We got inventory to saw. We got to get it sold because we keep selling our inventory. You eventually run out. I try to keep a lot of white pine, yellow pine. When we get done with this nickel gap next week, our white pine is going to be destroyed. And I don't have any white pine to replace it with currently. I got some orders out there if it ever would get here. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You got any questions, comments, leave them in the description below. I'll do my best to answer them. Don't forget to go back and check out the original video, sawing all this for the customer originally. Thanks to Matthew and Solomon editing these videos for me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget Solomon's channel, Third Beard Fishing. Get a chance, check him out. He'd greatly appreciate it. Wood Mizer, of course, couldn't do it without him. Love our LT70 and Weinig. We don't do a thing with Weinig other than run their product, but they're an excellent company, good to deal with. If you're ever looking at upgrading to a molder, you better have deep pockets if you want a new one. You know, you're going to be in you're going to be well over 100 grand just talking to them. But you can pick up these used models pretty cheap occasionally. Just do your research, make sure you know what you're buying. We took a gamble, and I took a gamble because we got it real cheap. But if you're going to spend the $20,000-$30,000 range, I'd want that thing running, and I'd like to run something through it before. Weinig has a service. You can call them up. They got retired service techs that, for a fee, they'd come out there and they'd inspect that thing before you bought it. You know, it might be well worth it. Something you can think about. But that's going to do it. Guys, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.